All right, so he says political violence is okay at this point. Whoa. And I support the shooting of people who support fascism. Would I be okay with that person knowing that's my stance and them operating on me? Maybe a surgeon. Maybe they're just fixing you a sandwich. The answer is hell no. Whoa. This is crazy. This person's outside the business. Here, he posted a photo. Gentle Care Animal Hospital. He went outside the business of the actual man, of the guy who said he is only the first, meaning this guy was calling for more people. And he's protesting with a smile. Regardless of whether you may be Republican or Democrat, do not currently identify as either. But how long do you think people should be okay with this before it starts being very widespread? Is my question. I don't care if you hate me saying this, thinking this is right and okay, and wanting more of this is wrong, and I will continue to speak on it.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This is justice for Charlie Kirk, and say hello to Aaron or Aaron Sharp, who just so happens to be a business owner at a restaurant in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the restaurant is known as Lucius Q Barbecue. Cincinnati, Ohio. And man, what would I do if I could ever find the address? Oh, it's right here. Due to your inhumanity, due to individuals that lean in the direction that you lean in, you must learn that what you post and what you say, there are consequences to it.
So some of you may be wondering, well, what did he say exactly? In case you didn't get a chance to actually pause it and read it. Here it says, somebody, I guess, posted praying for Charlie Kirk, and the owner, a part owner, whatever it is, of this restaurant said, good riddance, what a piece of shit. That's what he said. That's what he said, a business owner. And then followed it up by saying, don't you dare come at me with your hypocrisy. I want to be very clear with anyone who may be listening. If you think that threats of social media attacks on me or my business in any way will keep me silent about what I believe, you're sorely mistaken. I know exactly who I am and on what side of history I stand. And apparently he believes the right side of history is cheering for a man who got shot.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This is probably one of the most interesting pages I've run into on TikTok right now that's exposing people. And these are business owners, right? These are people who have regular jobs who got online and said some atrocious things and celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, I understand not everybody's rejoicing and celebrating, but many, many people were. I'm going to play you a lot of videos here because I think a lot of this is eye-opening. I had to ask myself 3 questions because the video I released prior to this, I looked at this and I said, I'm not sure if this is the right move. I'm talking about looking for people stay. And I've seen a lot of videos of people who are calling on retaliation, but from every perspective, including violence. But from what I've seen so far, this I am okay with. And what led me to that conclusion is I had to ask myself 3 simple questions. Number 1, I am an employer. Would I want to know if there's an employee who is working in my company who believed that people should be deleted, killed for their opinions? Of course I would, right? That was question number 1. Number 2, would I want that individual to continue working in my company? Of course not. And after answering those 2 questions, the final question I had was, is there a way other than violence that the people who think this is a good thing and want to see more of this happen and who cheered, is there another way they could get held accountable? I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't, so here we are. And 100% agree with this, especially if it's done appropriately and people aren't calling for violence. That's my stance. By the way, these videos and a couple more we're going to check out are from _that1guy92. All right, check them out on TikTok, and I'll have original source links in the description as well. Let's keep watching.
Once you put it on the internet, it won't be taken down, but your business might just be. And you could thank yourself for that. And everybody that's watching, especially if you're from Cincinnati, Ohio, make sure that you give this individual a lot of love, especially their business, because you'll have our thoughts and prayers.
Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, well, what happened next? Check out these comments. The top comment says, the barbecue has cut ties with Aaron Sharp. That's a win. Somebody else here says, oh, look, another Future Spirit Halloween store coming soon. Somebody else here says, I live in Cincinnati. Consider it done. I saw somebody who said, I used to travel to go eat to this place. Never again.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Marissa Rodriguez.
What's up?
From Deer Park, Texas. And just in case you're wondering what wise words she had to say, watch this.
And may you have the day you deserve. Some of us already have.
If only I could find information as to who you are, because one of the individuals that commented on that post thought you were Melissa Rodriguez. Until I seen this on Twitter. Marissa Rodriguez. Same tag, same everything. Just a lot younger in 2015. And the reason why I know that is you, because you obviously don't look the same, is because you're wearing those exact glasses.
Oh, shoot.
One video earlier than the demonic laugh video that I'm referring to. Crazy how even after you and your husband's business, which I had to verify if that was really your husband, and it was, because you also had a picture of him on your TikTok. What would we do? I mean, if I could just find the address to where you work, at least for the time being. If only there was a number available for us to make calls and to demand your employment be terminated. I wish no physical harm to individuals like you.
Right.
That's your game.
Right.
Our game? We are the voice of the Charlie Kirks today. This is the Justice for Charlie.
And the reality here is he's saying that. As much as I can look, and I do appreciate that, realize that not everybody is looking at this from that perspective. There are people who are itching to get violent. And that is the worst case scenario, that if things don't change, if things do not improve, and some people aren't held accountable to some capacity, then who knows what the future holds.
And we won't stop until every Democrat, every individual that spews what you spew meets the consequences that you deserve. But don't worry, we'll send you our thoughts and prayers.
Let's talk about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. Engaged and soon-to-be married men, a single prenup slip-up can cost you tens of thousands later. Waiting until the last minute or signing under pressure are the mistakes that sink most agreements. My step-by-step guide at fathershaverights.com, built with expert attorneys James Sexton and the lead attorney, shows you exactly how to avoid every costly prenup mistake, all for the price of a couple of dinner dates. Tap the link pinned to the top of the comment section to safeguard your future and join the hundreds of soon-to-be husbands protecting their marriages the right way.
We are the Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Priscilla Frisbee, an attorney at law in Tucson, Arizona. You made a life of being an attorney for those in car accidents. But today you experienced an accident you didn't see coming. And every single viewer on this platform is your jury. And this is what you had to say, but you were kind of smart as an attorney, because you used...
Did she actually post a photo? I don't know if I could show that. So I can't, that's probably going to be too much for YouTube, but she posted the photo that keeps on circulating around of the actual moment the bullet hit. And a lot of people have made drawings of that. And it's horrible, man. That's crazy.
Used your other account that is private, but one of my followers just so happened to follow you. But I had to verify if it was you, because your professional account said one thing and your personal account said a different thing. Then after you proceeded to immediately delete those pictures, much like those accidents, you weren't fast enough. Then you went on to remove certain information that could have tied you to that other post from your business profile. And much like many on the left, you weren't fast enough. I blurred out the individual that's next to you, because this is Frisbee and Frisbee, attorneys at law. I have nothing against him, and I actually don't want any violence towards you. We don't advocate for violence. That's the left's agenda. Our tool of choice is our voice. And because you guys took one of the voices that impacted millions on this planet, today we continue to echo that voice until justice is served. If only there was a contact information for your location of employment.
Oh, they got her.
If only there was some way that we could contact them and let them know how much of an amazing attorney they have employed. And this is a case that you just can't win. Because today, everyone other than you is the jury and the judge. But we don't repay with violence.
It takes a lot to get in front of the camera and be honest about your stance, your opinions, what you believe. And of course, people will twist your words, but don't run. Right? Why run away after you've spoken what's true and what's honest? And that's the world that a lot of people want, is that you say what you want to say in secret because you're afraid of retaliation. And this landscape that, yes, the extreme left has celebrated and also tried to gaslight and say there are people out here not celebrating this, is also very cowardly. I'm at the point where I truly believe if you're going to get online and say something that may be controversial going forward, you have to be ready to die for it. That's what I truly believe. That's where I believe we are at now, at this point. I don't like that, but that's just where I believe we're at. But people running away from small consequences that aren't even going to affect them losing their lives, right? As we see here. Check out a comment here that says, this guy is making the world a better place with every post. Absolute legend. Somebody else here says, my Yelp is busy today, LOL. Here's somebody else who says, early as F, let's effing go. Best page I've seen in a while. Here's another person who says, you are our voice. Appreciate what you do.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Edward Makovich. And before I continue, everybody that's been showing your support in my bio, you're amazing. But let's get back to Mr. Edward. And just in case you're wondering what he decided to post, here you go.
All right, so he says political violence is okay at this point. Whoa. And I support the shooting of people who support fascism. What's upsetting about this is you have people say, you are blowing this out of proportion. This is not what's actually happening. I am glad that this page exists. I'm very, very happy about this. Because whenever people want to gaslight you and say, no, it's not happening, here you go. Face with the actual caption to go along with it. Insane.
You can possibly feel how loving and how much of a fan he was from Charlie Kirk. Too bad Instagram didn't have too much, but there are some other places you can look. And if only there was a platform like LinkedIn that you are a user.
Wow. Let's check this out. Creative music license specialist. Music for film, TV ads, promos, works with Netflix, Disney. Wow.
You are a participant. You are someone who obviously knows your way around multiple platforms like HBO Max, like Amazon, like so many others. And when justice burns deep in you, you continue to dig and you find things that are for the public. All you got to do is type it in and you find things like this.
Oh, he's screwed.
I mean, only if there was an actual page that this belonged to, only if there was contact information to contact these agencies and these jobs to let them know how much of an outstanding employee you are.
So what are people going to say to this? What are they going to say? This man is here calling for more of this. He says, I have no problem with this. I want to see more of this. What can you say to this?
And I can't say this enough. I do not condone violence. We are not the left, but we have our voices. We can make our voices heard for people that were gone, that were taken too soon, like Charlie Kirk.
Again, guys, shout out to this gentleman, _ that one guy 92. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Top comment here says, also Megan Farina. I don't know who that is, but we'll see. Another person here added, I'm in England, and tonight in London, we had a vigil for Charlie Kirk. He was very loved, and what you are doing is making my heart swell. And I don't know you, but I'm very proud of what you're doing. It's disgraceful and inhumane the way people are acting. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Another person who says, I love that you're doing this. It's a weird thing because I see this, and even though the situation is tragic, sort of puts a bit of a smile on my face that this dude right here is definitely getting exposed. I wouldn't even want to work with somebody like this who believes that people should be shot for what they believe. And guys, I'm not perfect, right? And you will see that. By the way, there are a lot of people who have subscribed to my channel who are you're going to disagree with me in the future. Brace yourself. No, I'm not the perfect Christian, highly flawed. However, there are levels when it comes to this thing.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to James Massey, a real estate agent at Compass Real Estate. Not only were you warned, on the post where you commented this.
All right, so he commented right there and said, was that the good guy with the gun? Okay.
And then proceeded to respond with this.
I'll be just fine, he says, after people were telling him, hey, man, take it easy. Goes on to say, the benefit of being your own business owner is I can fire / and not work with, he says, PDF documents. I'll let you figure out what that means. Seditionists, fascist supporters, if I want. Let's see, it's kind of blocking the middle one there. I'll read the next one. It says, I think we differ in that you support people who support PDF documents, blah, 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 and fascists. Common sense was never the conservative strong suit.
No humility, just pride. But remember this, pride always comes before the fall.
Before the fall.
And now it's your turn. If only I could find where you work. If only there was a phone number available, even possibly a ratings profile for your website.
Bay Area, that's not surprising.
I did find it. You've made a business out of selling homes, but you can only be a business owner if you have business. And over 300,000 followers are going to make sure that that business of yours, which you so openly celebrated, comes to an abrupt end. Because I know you've sold other people's homes, but you might be selling yours soon. This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Maxwell Berger, a BSN RN from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And just in case you're wondering what this nurse had to say, here you go.
I think the headband told us all we need to know. It says, Charlie Kirk died the way he lived, filling my timeline with Charlie Kirk posts. And somebody was on it back. Good, that's supposed to say, he got the day he deserved.
But don't worry. We'll make sure that the world and every job you ever apply to after this knows that you don't identify as he, him, but you identify as fired. If only I could find where you've worked and where you currently work. Man, if only I could just search on Google and find the address to said location and the phone number, which we can contact. Wait. I did find it. Does your employer know that you're up for surgery? Well, it's time that you are made aware that you are under surgery, which your job may be cut away from you. Your future may be cut away from you. But it's all for the betterment of the body. Because I, for one, don't want your hands anywhere near a body that is in need. What would your employers think?
Right.
When over 340,000 followers send them messages, emails, calls, that your name was brought up on a video because of a post that you thought was funny, because of a death that you thought was hilarious, finally caught up to you.
The other question I thought to myself is, would I be okay to get serviced at a restaurant, right, where I can't see what the person's doing? Like, I don't know, you pull up to Taco Bell or something like that, or maybe you're at a Subway. But at a Subway, you can see what someone's doing when they're making a sandwich. But would I be okay with someone making my food and them know where I stand, even when it comes to this issue, and think that, hey, I don't think people should be shot for their opinion and they think that they should? Would I be okay with that person knowing that's my stance and them operating on me? Maybe a surgeon, maybe they're just fixing you a sandwich. The answer is hell no. The answer is no. There's no way.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk, and we ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Say hello to the Courtyard Brewery in good old New Orleans, Louisiana. And just in case you're wondering how they felt about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
All right, the Courtyard Brewery here. It says, LOL, this guy talked nothing but egregious shit. his entire career, and you think the groups of people he worked to strip rights from and F their lives up owe him any grace in death? Nah, man. Americans have long memories. Nobody I know cried for Rush either. And then somebody responded back and says, also, your beer is terrible, but I bet libtards love it. They responded back. That's because whenever you come in, I piss in your glass. What are the odds that I ask you that question? And this is the comment that you see next, right there, from a business of all places that's responding to the Charlie Kirk situation. Wow. What are the odds?
Here you go. Read it for yourself, because they're about to weep. I mean, if only we could find where this heartless location is. If only there was a page that we can go to and know what days are they open and what days are they closed, what their address is, when protesters can go and boycott this good old Courtyard Brewery in New Orleans. You guys brewed something up that you ain't never tasted before, but you're about to be served with it. And it won't go down softly. It's kind of a hard drink, if you ask me. So this is where you come in. I ain't from New Orleans. If I was, I'd be there right now, peacefully protesting, peacefully boycotting. Because don't forget, when George Floyd died, they burned cities. When Charlie Kirk got assassinated, people came together and prayed. But don't worry, Courtyard Brewery will send you our thoughts and prayers.
All right, so here it says, just left a review all the way from South Africa. Somebody else who says, loco here. We are all over this. Somebody else responding back and says, let me know. I'm 10 minutes away. I mean, to be a business and respond in that way is not only insensitive, but also highly, highly stupid. I mean, you're telling people the worst fear who might be giving your business the benefit of the doubt because they enjoy your service. You're saying that we piss in your drinks. And people will justify this. People will justify this.
This is justice for Charlie Kirk. And since I can't sleep, neither will you. Say hello to Jeffrey Schroeder, who just so happens to be a lieutenant in the Toledo Fire Department in Ohio. And although you've made a career out of extinguishing fires, today you ignited a fire that can't be extinguished. And your demise is all thanks to you. If only we could find on the little old thing called the internet the address, the phone number to where you work, at least for the time being, because I'd be surprised that you make it through the weekend with a job and make it through possibly the rest of your life with an accepted application.
I mean, you work for the fire department. That's a terrible move.
If only I had almost 300,000 followers that would be able to call this fire department and demand that this man be let go of his job. If only we can have a peaceful protest outside of that Ohio Fire Department. Man, what change could 1,000 voices bring? This is where you come in. Peaceful protests go a long way. But don't worry, Jeffrey. You'll have our thoughts and prayers.
All right, a couple more. All right, let's check this out.
This is justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Christopher Rispoli.
What's up?
Edmond, Oklahoma. And much like the other people that we are canceling for speaking out so demonically against the death of Charlie Kirk, now it's your turn. If only people knew that you're actually a business owner for a pet hospital in Edmond, Oklahoma. Oh, wait, we do now. And just in case people are wondering what wise words you have to say.
All right, so let's check it out. It says right there, Charlie Kirk, right-wing stupid F MAGA activist shot unalived on Utah campus. He is only the first. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Says he is only the first. Could we actually be getting smart and killing the sick ones? Oh, this guy's screwed. I know he spelled that wrong, probably because he's on Facebook, it looks like, and he doesn't want to trigger the algorithm to suppress his post, flag it. Goes on to say, oh gosh, I want to offer his family my thoughts and prayers. Wow, wow. Again, he is only the first to take If you knew that this was one of the providers where you take your pets to be seen, would you want to know that this is happening? I know I would. I don't have any pets. I still would.
I mean, if only I could find your business address. Oh, wait. I actually did. All I had to do is just search up Gentle Animal Care Hospital, Edmond, Oklahoma, and it gave me everything. And
Right.
since Charlie isn't here anymore, what you guys did and the rhetoric that you guys have been spewing, it's had everybody on edge lately, and we are 3 banned accounts down, and you're the 4th. And by all means, just know that we send our thoughts and prayers.
Oh, shoot. They got his account down. Whoa. This is crazy. This person's outside the business. Here, he posted a photo. Gentle Care Animal Hospital. He went outside the business of the actual man, of the guy who said he is only the first, meaning this guy was calling for more people. And he's protesting with the smile. There it is, the whole comment and everything. This is insane. This is insane. And I think like people are way too used to getting online and saying things. Like I remember one of my friends asked me, hey man, do you really believe the things you say when it comes to how you view relationships and marriages and what you think about feminism in this? I think it's a cancer. Yes, I do think that dynamics work best within a household when a man's in charge. And I think the dating market has been largely poisoned due to feminist propaganda, and modern women today are highly delusional and are breaking homes at an incredible rate. Right. Now, that's not to say that men are angels. It's not what I'm saying. But if you haven't seen the detriments of feminism right now, maybe you need to take a closer look. But I've had friends be like, hey, man, do you really believe that in real life? I'm like, yeah, we have conversations. I talk the same way, just as calm as I do in person. But I think a lot of people wouldn't have the guts to stand on what they believe in person, let alone be willing to die for what they believe. Not that you should. But in today's day and age, obviously, that's what these people want. Next comment who says, keep it up. Oh, no. Let's see some responses to that guy who's standing out there with the sign. This person says, OMG, very cool. You win the internet today. Somebody else who says, yes, I agree. Heart emoji. This person says, just pass by. Another person says, love the fact that he is just sitting there. Here's somebody else who says, hey, Chris, how's business? That's wild, man. They really went out there and stood in front of that man's job. Hilarious. Again, guys, go check out _that1guy92. Let's see. Do we have any? We actually have a few more here.
Episode 5 of Let's Make These People Famous for the vile things they have said about Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Because let's get one thing straight, I don't care what political party you are a part of, this is never okay. This is Megan Trammell, and she is a library technician for the Prince William County. She said him getting blank at a school as he is talking about school blank and how blank control isn't the answer will never not be funny to me. And spare me the pearl clutching, I don't care. This is Devin Cassidy, and she posted this vile video that I will show you. She is a social worker for the Legal Aid BC. And on their account, it says LABC denounces offensive content circulating online. They call her a former employee.
Charlie Kirk got Finally, somebody with a gun. Almost everybody in the states grew a pair and went and on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up, please?
Wow. I hope you guys heard that. She said, finally, somebody actually got shot. Can we keep this up, please? How long do you think that type of a mindset should be accepted, regardless of whether you may be Republican or Democrat? Do not currently identify as either. But how long do you think people should be okay with this before it starts being very widespread? Is my question. I don't care if you hate me saying this. Thinking this is right and okay and wanting more of this is wrong, and I will continue to speak on it. Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.